You know, it's not every day that I get a key that looks 3D printed with an X on it. It doesn't have a remote, and somehow it's the key to a lot of happiness. That's right. For the first time, I think, I'm a pretty big Porsche fan, but I'm not a big fan of their GT3 RS. You guys already know that. But you know, I've been really getting into these old cars, and someone convinced me to spend over $1 million on a 993 Porsche. And so here comes what I consider to be, in my opinion, one of the prettiest Gunther Werks Speedsters ever made. Now, I've gotten so many comments and questions about why don't I own a Singer DLS, a Gunther Werks, or some other insanely like crazy resto modded Porsche when I have so many cool cars in the collection. And so I finally present to you my latest arrival. Built off of a 1997 993, here comes the 2024 Gunther Werks Speedster, one of 25, called the 54 Heritage Edition. And it's fucking beautiful. Like, just look at it. It's not as big as some of these other cars, but it has so much presence. So much. And so today, we're gonna spend the whole video talking about my latest acquisition, why I bought it, why it's special, and I think you're gonna agree with me that this could be one of the most beautiful cars that I've ever owned, period. Despite not being the most expensive, still absolutely breathtaking. Welcome back to the Exotic Car Hacks channel, and as I said, today we are going to be looking at this Gunther Werks. Now, before we go into the car itself, I want to point out a couple of things, because I've been asked a lot of times, why don't I buy one? And I've gotten so many opportunities to buy a carbon car, and some other color. There was a blue on red one previously, and then many coupes, like a yellow one or green one. And people have asked me, why don't I just buy one of these, for God's sake? Why don't I just buy a Singer? And the reason is, I'm a very aesthetically visual person, meaning like everything has to look a certain way to me, and I'm not into really old cars. Like, I get the design of the 964, but the 993 is pretty much as old as I'd go. And a lot of the Gunther Werks cars that I've seen in the past didn't just hit for me. There was always something off. Like the blue one had a red interior, I didn't like the Superman spec. The green one didn't have anything special, and the green color didn't like capture me. And then there's always been something missing from every single car I ever looked at for me to like feel like I have to have this. But my friend Scott at Graham Real called me and said, hey, I finally have a car coming in, it has a matching Singer, and take a look at this crazy Gunther coming in. And I just immediately fell in love with the design, and that's what happens when you fall in love with a really good looking girl. You just kind of go for it even though you know it's not right for you. So in this case, $1 million later, it's a little bit over $1 million, but I decided, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take my first shot at this and actually buy my first Gunther and see what the experience really is about. Now, I was anticipating this really badly for weeks. It was actually delayed by over a week and a half because of car week and how difficult it was to get a trailer to go pick it up, etc. But here we are, and it looks superb. I mean, absolutely superb. Just look at it, every piece of it. So we'll start from the outside, and you'll discover the car with me, because it's really, really incredible. I mean, just at first glance, it's a creamish color, but it's not just cream like white. It's cream with a hint of blue pearl in it, and it's strikingly beautiful. Like, it reminds me of the old Supra, like tinted white pearl paint, except this is cream with a tint of blue in it, and it just works so, so good on this older resto modded idea of a Speedster. Just superb. You can see craftsmanship is an absolute 10 from every angle. There is not one piece of bolt trim, a bumper carbon fiber interior exterior that is not perfectly fitting or crafted in a manner where there's a gap or something that just you would say, I need to adjust that right now, or I wish this could be adjusted. Nothing. And this is mind-boggling from someone who hasn't built generations and generations of cars. So this is superb. I mean, like, superb in a way I can't describe. And you guys know I talk a lot of shit about cars. So to be able to say this about a car is huge. Just take a look as you kind of come across here. Take a look at how incredible even these wheels look. Just look at the detail in this carbon fiber wheel, which we saw a very similar wheel on my Lanzante, with this amazing middle here and the reverse hardware, but the cream Brembo brakes with the slightly tan Brembo logos, the slotted rotors. It is superb. Like it just works so well. And even this center lock with the X on it, so well done. Like, it's just so beautiful and so well done that it's hard to like find something else that really creates a better kind of flow. Even these caps have like the little GW on them. It's just like so well done, every little piece. And I want to show you more of this, but it starts on the outside, and this is a Speedster, so you get a full view of the interior, so I don't really have to open the doors for you to see that. But even the window frame here, take a look at how like delicately pretty this is, and like even the trim, everything just fits so perfectly. And at first glance, you would think, even looking here, that this might be sticking up or that this plastic piece is wrong, and everything is crafted to near perfection. There's nothing in this that doesn't just scream beauty. Like, take a look at this. This is crazy. It is crazy. Carbon fiber doors. Look at this amazing like carbon matte interior that goes to the gloss exterior, so you have a mix of gloss and matte again, and it just works, I mean, down to every little detail. And I want you to see this because I want you to check this out real quick. Okay, check this out. Look at the boot, where you actually basically, this is where you can put some storage or whatever you want. Even the carpeting here. Look at how pretty this looks. This is amazing. And then it doesn't get, it just keeps getting better. I just want to show you this because it's like crazy. Before we even go to the interior, which is where most of the magic's happening here, I just want you to see this. Even the engine, look at this. Every bolt, everything done here just looks beautiful. From the gold heat shield to just the way the engine sits, the weight sits, the suspension, the oil stick, every part of this just looks beautiful and clean. Is it because it's just brand new, or is it the way it's designed? But like every part makes you want to clean it with like a toothbrush or something. It's like art. And while I'm not a huge fan of these bizarre exhaust things that kind of look futuristic, it still works so well because of the tint on the color of the actual piece itself. Unbelievable. And then let's go to the front of the car, and you'll kind of see this too, which I think is like really crazy. Look at the amazing front end, which is absolutely bonkers again. Every part of this just keeps getting better. Look at this. You have carbon fiber here. Look at the tonneau here. All carbon bottom, all carbon bucket. And then you have this beautiful plaid following the way the suspension's set up. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. Like, absolutely gorgeous. Perfect headlights with halos. Like, every little detail is just so well ran in this car, from top to bottom, that it just works so fucking magically. And when you actually get in the car, because this is something else that like you really get with this car, I've said the one thing this car does is just experience. Like, you have this expectation when you see it that it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be crazy, and yet it's gonna do it flawlessly. And it delivers that to the touch and the feeling of touch in a way I can't explain. These mirrors are adjustable, which is very inconvenient, by the way, which is fine. They're adjustable by turning like this on each side before you get in the car. I think most Gunther owners don't expect a lot of random people to be driving the cars, so once you set them, they're basically kind of set. But this is a very, very good looking mirror, like very, very good looking, every part of it. And then just the adjustment, while very annoying, the view it gives you of your own car when you drive, beautiful, like straight up art. Even the reflection in the mirror has been thought of in that way. Every part of it really addresses your senses. And this is the thing with this car that I think a lot of people aren't really talking about enough. And I think partially because the people that are reviewing these cars aren't really owners. We're not seeing a lot of owners talk about these cars. We're mainly seeing YouTubers and other people talk about them. But you know, as an owner that's gonna put a lot, I intend to put miles. This car is brand new, it had 100 miles when it got here, but I intend to put like 1,000, 2,000 miles on this and drive it for quite a while before, if ever getting rid of it, because I've decided to order a coupe after just driving it for just a week. But I want you to understand something. There's a feeling that comes with this car that is not present in any other car anywhere. And I wish I could make you feel this through a video, because it's really not possible. But from the iconic taillights to the iconic new front, it's just every part of it is absolutely spectacular. So now let's go inside the car and check out what makes this so unique, and also hear it, because the one thing you'll realize with this car, driving it connects this visual to touch feeling that is unbelievable. And then the noise goes even further by just bringing it all together so flawlessly. So I love it so much, because I think it's just so good, that I'm just trying to share it with you guys so you can understand it. But we'll be doing a lot more videos when we go driving around when it's not raining out there. Obviously, it doesn't have a roof. It has a little target thing you can put on top in case you get caught in the rain. But we're gonna be driving around together so you can get a good vibe for this over the next couple of weeks. But it's really fantastic. And I wanna show you the interior in person. So get in the car with me and let's do that. So as I said, every bolt is basically different and new. Every piece of touch is different and, in my opinion, better than what you would get in a 993. I think the only thing they really kept from the 993 outside of the design or shape itself is probably these blinkers that are very old and just the same ones that come on it. These blinkers just have the regular plastic, and everything else looks like 993, but it looks like has been augmented or redone in a better manner. And so when you get in, you have these, even the floor mats don't move when you get in, which is something you don't even get with a McLaren because they're flying all over the place. Down to the bottom here, beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. But look, they thought of everything. So you have these vents, similar to regular ones, but all the touch is again better with every piece. Like this is from the original, because I had this on my 993. This I upgraded in my RWB, so this is the Bluetooth version. But then you even have things like the auxiliary, the phone, the USB. Then here you have this regular, you know, glove compartment, no different than what you would get in the regular car. But everything else is basically like different. You have your 3 suspension modes here from track, sport, and comfort. You have your headlights here, and then your Gunther work gauges, which are analog, but still newer and better. I still haven't figured out how to adjust the clock. And then here you have what you conventionally have in the car with the 6 buttons. Here you have 3, and you have this absolutely beautiful, gorgeous cell phone holder. Look at this. My phone fits perfectly. It does not move when it's in here and I drive, and yet it's just perfect. You have 2 cup holders, which are just here, and I would argue these are useless when driving because it's really clearly not comfortable, but the main point is you can still carry your drink from maybe Starbucks to somewhere, and this is useful, trust me. Even having 1 is a good thing, so here we have 2. Still better than not having anything, but the sound system's amazing. Every part of this car so far hits with a manner I can't explain, you just have to. It even has a nose lift, which is pretty cool, and a sports button, which makes a drastic difference when driving. But I want you to hear this, because this is an analog start that is worth paying attention to. And the clutch, just so you know, is very heavy, as then the car really wants to go. So you hear that? Like that? It's like an old car. It's amazing. I think it's just, you hear that? Like, this is like insane. And to have this kind of experience with the top down is like just magnificent, like magnificent. Absolutely amazing. And I'm not even revving that hard. This is only 3,000 RPMs. But like this, the music's great, the audio for the car's great. Everything about it is great. Like there's no segment here where I feel like this is not amazing. I mean, this is amazing. Like the noise, the feeling, the touch, down to the mirror, every part of it just enhances the driving experience even more. And I think one of the best part about it is the clutch and the motor. Like it's just so so ready to go and aggressive, and you could be driving really fast and you're not going that fast, and that's the best part about it. You're feeling every single RPM, and you feel like you're part of the driving, unlike a lot of these new supercars that have like 1,000 horsepower and you just hit it and you're gone and you really don't get anything out of it. This you get a lot out of, like a lot. And I really, 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 really love this. Like I really, really appreciate this more than you'll ever know, especially because I'm a driver. I'm not a race car driver. I don't like going to the track. I like cruising and driving. And this brings back something that didn't even exist in the past. This brings you to the same nostalgia of the past while giving you an enhanced experience that you just wish to God existed 30 years ago, because we would be more motivated today and richer if we had this kind of stuff back 20 years ago at our disposal and available. And I don't, this is actually, I'm really crazy to say this is the best, most interesting piece of automotive engineering I have touched or participated in the last 5 years or so. And it's a pretty crazy statement coming from a guy who really doesn't like most cars, who talks shit about most cars because finding their faults. I have yet to find a fault in this for not being what it's supposed to be. Now, it's not a great car by itself, so this is not what we're saying. We're not saying that this is the best car that exists on the road. What I'm saying here is that this, in its right for what it's supposed to be, so far has been unbeatable or untouched. Now, I will say that I will agree with people that tell me that the Singer is a better experience or whatever, as I have not experienced the Singer for weeks or anything to know what it's really like. But I can tell you, because I'm probably not the only one that feels this, I'm a very design person, and I don't like the way Singers look. Unless it's the DLS and it's 2.5 million, I don't like the design. I think they just look too old. And while I know to most people they're classy and they're beautiful, and I've seen plenty in person, I'm not saying they're ugly, I'm saying that the aesthetics aren't for me. There are some guys that feel like the Carrera GT is so much better than 918. I feel like the 918 is better. Doesn't mean it makes me right and makes you wrong. It just means that it's just two different sides of what it is, and I think the 918 is a better looking car than a Carrera GT, and it will always be that way in my opinion. So I will always drive a 918 first, even though I understand the Carrera GT is a stick. But this is the argument. If these kind of cars are available with a stick for half the price of a Carrera GT, then do you really need a Carrera GT to get that excitement or craziness? I don't know. I mean, I've driven plenty of Carrera GTs. I don't know that I would take a Carrera GT over this because this fits my personality better, but this is superb in a way that I can't explain other than just telling you how superb it is, and you're gonna have to really drive it to understand it. And at some point, I hope many of you are rich enough to get to a place where you can drive something like this. Because owning something like this and using it versus just, you know, driving it once is a completely different experience. But from the very first drive, I fell in love and was sold on the brand. And you'll definitely be seeing more Gunthers in the collection, and potentially a Singer DLS when I get around the whole idea of spending $2.5 million on an old ass Porsche. But this definitely gave me a lot of love and a lot of hope for the future of cars, generally speaking, in the world out there. Like, the fact that new manufacturers are coming out and making things like this is very exciting, because this is going to take a lot of market share away from manufacturers as they grow and make more cars and have more variety and more used presence on the market. I mean, you know, right now, if you search this on AutoTrader or CarGurus, you can't even put out Gunther Werks and it'll pull up something. It falls under the category of the original chassis, which was a 1997 Porsche. So it would go unnoticed by many people who might try to buy it and might have to go to places like DuPont, etc., to actually buy one instead of AutoTrader. So as these cars get more popular, I think they're going to have a lot more presence. But just look at it. Look at this interior. How does this not scream old school player in Miami? Like, how does this not? This is like the most old school player car you can get. And while it's true that driving gets more thumbs up by guys and old Jamaican ladies on the road that don't even know what it is but still give you thumbs up while rolling down their windows from an Infiniti, no joke, this actually happened, with the thick Jamaican accent and telling me it's a good day to be driving this car. it's truly a good day to be owning a Gunther, but it's truly beautiful. Like, I've gotten more thumbs up and notes from 40-year-old Tesla moms, or, you know, Jamaican women's in Infinities, or just guys that are seeing the car drive on the highway. In the highway, it drives amazing. On the main road, it drives amazing. In every gear, there's an exciting smile that comes on your face. And there's a sense of, this is the most important thing, there's a sense of awareness that comes with driving a car like this. And that's what I missed in cars for a long time. You see, cars make it so easy to drive them that you can be on your phone distracted and still have a good time in the car. And I feel like cars like this just force you to pay attention to the driving and force you to be on the road. And it's something, somewhat of what I would consider lost art that is now coming back. And I couldn't be more proud to be an owner of a Gunther. So there'll definitely be more coming on this. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the spec? Did I outdo myself once more on a crazy spec, or you think it's lame? Love to hear your opinion. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll catch you next time where we'll be driving a review of the Gunther together.